Hey guys, this is Amy with Stick with the Plan, and today we're here at the Natural Bridge. We're going to talk about how there is a God. Stay right here, I'll explain. So glad you're with me today. Here we're on top of the Natural Bridge here in Kentucky. And just to see this wonderful place, it makes you know that there is a God. No one else could make this. I was talking to a friend of mine that grew up in the inner cities of St. Louis, and he said his dad had been a drug lord, got born again. By the time he came along, they were good churchgoers, but they found themselves living, in some poverty. And he said as a teenager, he thought, I wanted new shoes and new clothes, and he said he turned to drugs and selling drugs. Well, his dad told him when he was about 15, 16, he said, son, we serve the Lord here. You can't live here and sell drugs. So he decided to move on out of the house and found himself living on the streets and in that lifestyle and homeless and going from place to place. And one night, one of the drug deals went wrong, and he said someone was holding a shotgun to his head. And he remembers just closing his eyes and telling the Lord, oh, Lord, forgive me. Well, that person didn't pull the trigger. And my friend went to church that next Sunday morning. He just cried out to God, oh, please forgive me. Asked his mom and dad to forgive him and got to go back home. But he told the Lord, he said, Lord, not only do I want to give my life to you, but I want you to come and fill my life up with you. Fill me up. And the Lord gave him a desire for nature, a real passion to go out and see the works of the Lord. Now, as he's grown up and matured in the Lord, and he takes kids from the inner city that were just like him, gets them out and into nature and on trails and hikes, and you just look around and see the splendor of the Lord. I can remember this past summer, I was just really sad, and I was missing my mom. I was at the beach just sitting in the surf all by myself, and she passed in 2003, and my mother-in-law became my mom after that, just really close to me, and she passed at the end of 2015. And so I'm just sitting there, I'm at the beach, I'm at their favorite place, I'm just missing them, and just feeling the surf and just feeling the presence of God there, just in his workmanship, his place there. As tears were rolling down my cheeks, just under my sunglasses, and as I was just sitting there, just feeling so sad and crying and lonely and missing them, and there were 20 dolphins that just came by me, they're just jumping up out of the water and just playing, and I had never seen something like that before, and it was just gorgeous. And they circled back around and came back in front of me. Well, I couldn't cry anymore. I just wiped my tears, and it just felt like God was saying, Amy, I love you. No reason to be sad or upset. When we look around, just take yourself out of your setting right now and just find something that God has done. Get out of the inner city. Get out of just looking at what man has done. God's got big plans for your life. And when we get alone with him, whether it's in the woods, on a hike, or at the ocean, you can feel the presence of God. In his word in Romans, in chapter 1 and verse 20, it says that because of creation, that it is understood that people will have no excuse not to believe that there is a God. He's very real. And in Psalms, when David explained in chapter 19 and verse 1, he said that the heavens declare his glorious works, that the skies declare the mighty works of his hand. God is everywhere. I had heard they asked Albert Einstein, they said, are you an atheist? And he said, no, I'm not an atheist. He said, you can't look at the universe, and you can't look at all of God's created and all the laws that are in effect that we know so dimly. He said that it's well understood that there is a God. Let's stick to the plans that God has for us. Let's get out and find him in nature, in his mighty works. Thank you so much for being with me today. Just love hearing from you. All your likes, your love, especially your shares. You're increasing our team. Your testimonies and comments are such a blessing to us. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, and also you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Can't wait to see you again next Thursday.